And hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope you have a better week. So, Mondays, before I get too distracted. Good afternoon, Veronica.
Good afternoon, Gimpy, and hello, everyone. Have a great stream.
I honestly didn't think she was going to respond to me because I'm pretty sure I screwed that up. She did it. She got it anyway. Anyway.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
Stream schedule. Today, of course, we're going to do some more Dark Envoy. Tomorrow, Tuesday, doing some more Master of Magic with the Orcmancer run. And then Wednesday, change of plans. Instead of doing Total War, we're going to do some For the King 2 with Jeff and Hurricane. Maybe a fourth, we'll see. Why? Mainly because they're hooked on it, the multiplayer portion of it. So I figured, sure, let's play it out during the week too. Just a matter of shuffling some stuff around, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, speaking of the devil, hey, Hurricane, welcome back. And anyway, so again, we're going to take another look at For the King 2 on Wednesday. I do enjoy the game. I'm not lying. I mean, I do enjoy it. It's just squeezing it into the schedule. You know, got to bump stuff to make room for other stuff. So just the way it is right now. Anyway, so that's Wednesday. Thursday, probably do some more Baldur's Gate 3. Friday is Solasta multiplayer with Jeff, Hobo, and Hurricane, as far as I know still. Hobo hasn't said he's not available, so that's good. Saturday, Starlight or X4 Foundations with the Star Wars mod. Saturday's another one of those days where it's like, what game do I play? Type of deal. Sunday, though, is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Day all day. First half of the stream is campaign stuff with Gimpy the Dwarven Crusader Angel. And the second half of the stream is the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC with your Group 10. And where'd my bot go? Bot, where are you? He is there. Is he doing anything? Hey, Despair, welcome back. Yeah, GOG's having an RPG sale. I saw that. Why is the bot acting weird? He made his announcement, though, right? Yeah, he did. The bot was in the channel. He left. Now he's back because I made him talk. And the bot's been kind of weird the last couple of days. But anyway. Stream schedule and stuff. If you have any questions about the schedule or the stream in general, feel free to ask. Oh, look, you're not supposed to be seeing that stuff. Forgot. And I'm looking into a way so that doesn't happen anymore either. Because right now the way it's set up with the dog cam is the dog cam is running over on the streaming computer. But because I'm actually running the stream from the gaming computer, we have to use the look at it. It's a weird setup, but we have to look at a specific portion of the screen on the streaming computer where the dog cam is, and one program, specifically the bot program, is on the same side of the screen, and so when I look at it, it covers up the dog cam because it takes focus, and as soon as we make it go away, dog cam's back. So I gotta figure. My goal tomorrow is to figure out a way to not have that happen anymore. It's been on my list to do for a while, and I said finally was playing around some other stuff today. I went, that's really annoying. I got to fix that. So tomorrow morning, that's my job. So I see if I can fix that. Get it to work the way it's supposed to. Anyway, what else? Dog cam. How long is dog cam going to be up to date? I'm not sure. Mrs. Gimpy is actually still here. And Mickey just said, screw it, I'm laying over here today. And I said, sure, why not? We'll put the dog cam up as long as he's going to be there. So Rocco's actually there at the very start of the stream. He went to the front door to sniff something, and then he turned around and walked over to Mickey, and Mickey kind of got pissed, but he didn't get up and chase him around, so we're all good. But yeah. And let's see. So yeah, dog cam, I don't know, it'll be up as long as it's up. It's all entirely up to Mickey at this point. So anyway, what else? It's Monday. Time change was yesterday. No big deal. Didn't really change anything other than the lights have to come on earlier than normal. But other than that, it's no big deal. I got nothing. It's Monday. What am I going to do? It's Monday. So, I guess we'll get started. Hey, Rules, welcome back. Happy Monday. So, the tongue is out. The tongue is most definitely out. And I don't think the dog cam really interferes with anything too much in this game over there and where it normally is, so we'll see. I'm ready for a nap. I'm ready for a nap. Happy Monday. So, how's coping with the time? There's no coping with this time change. That's the thing. This time change doesn't require coping because you sleep later or you get to sleep in later if you want. And for me, there's no real change there. All it really means is I get an extra half hour to an hour to get stuff done before I have to start streaming. That's all it really means for me. It doesn't really affect my sleep pattern, so it's not a big deal. The only coping you have to do is during the stream I have to turn on lights out in the living room and hear it an hour early. That's all. Instead of waiting until 5 o'clock to turn them on, I got to turn them on at 4. So, it's stupid, but what are you going to do? Oh, the time change need coping? Not this one. This one doesn't require coping from me. Never really has. Anyway. Auto. No, that's not right. Yeah, good thing I didn't go with that one, because this is the one we're on. Twitch 10:30. That is last week. Okay. That's where we are. No, time changes don't require... This time change does not require coping for me. How'd you cope with traveling to Ireland and back? Alcohol and ibuprofen. Lots of both. I shit you not. Going to Ireland was so easy. Well, actually, the trip to Ireland was a mixed bag as far as health-wise, because that was 2007. So is when we went. So that's been a while. But when we were there, it basically rained every day, at least for a little while. I mean, there was a couple of days we had a little bit of sun and stuff, but every day it rained. And most people, that's not a big deal. For me, it bothers my joints, specifically my hands, my knees, my back. And as a result of that, I have to use a lot of ibuprofen to cope with it. And alcohol helps too. Let's not kid ourselves. Alcohol helps with that one too. But the good side is because it was cooler weather overall, my MS symptoms were subdued for the most part. And because it was cool, it wasn't hot. I mean, the hottest day I think we saw was about 72 Fahrenheit, which is a very nice day as far as we're concerned here in Southern California. That's a beautiful day. And there it was too. 72, that was we hit 72 a couple of times where we were over there for over 2 weeks. And the 72 degree days were very nice. A little bit of rain, a little bit of sun, very nice combination. No problems, mainly for my body at all on those days. On the cooler days, we had some, joint issues and stuff because of the moisture and the coolness, kind of hurts and stuff. That just required a little bit more ibuprofen and alcohol. And Ireland is very cooperative when it comes to getting alcohol because it's fucking everywhere. So it's not a problem and it's not expensive. So was I walking around drunk half the time? No. Was I walking around with a buzz most of the time? Yes. Could you tell? No, because when I walk normally, it looks like I'm drunk anyway because of the way I walk, because of my feet are numb. So the way I walk normally, it looks like I'm drunk anyway. So who friggin' cares? Right? So it didn't matter. No, I loved Ireland. I really did. It was so nice. It was the weather. I mean, yeah, granted the rain and everything, but the coolness factor and it was just beautiful weather for the most part. I just really enjoyed it. No, again, ibuprofen, alcohol. Alcohol made it much easier, of course. But again, like I said, easy enough to come by, and it was good alcohol too. I mean, Guinness is everywhere. I mean, it's literally everywhere, and especially in Dublin. And if that's not good enough for you, guess what? There's plenty of whiskey too, and other stuff as well. But Guinness and whiskey, no problem. It was like wake up in the morning, have breakfast, pop the ibuprofen. Lunchtime comes around, have a beer or Guinness, whatever you want to call it, and then when dinner came around, have a Guinness and maybe a whiskey on after dinner. That was it. It was nice. Did I drink anything especially good? Super especially good? Well, see, what you got to understand for us is here getting Guinness. The Guinness we get here is about as fresh as they can get it, because you got to remember it's got to travel thousands of miles, and it's supposed to have, you know, a freshness date on it, that kind of stuff. But it's still not as fresh as it is getting it in Ireland, because the Ireland stuff is really, really good. I mean, you can tell the difference between the Guinness that when you drink it in Ireland and the Guinness you drink here in the Western United States. It tastes different, and in a good way. I'm not saying it's not as good. I'm just saying it tastes different, and it definitely tastes better. And it's the same stuff. That's the funny part. It's just fresher. You know, it's like fresh out of the tap, basically. Pen Murphy's yourself. Everybody's got their preferences, but I had Murphy's while I was over there, and I prefer Guinness. So, same with peanut butter cups. Yes, peanut butter cups are, yes, when they're fresh. Yes. And as far as whiskeys go, we just basically had drank Jameson's when it was available, usually, and it was always available, so that wasn't a problem. There's other types too, which I think we tried. And whiskey, I'm not a big whiskey drinker in general. I'm not a connoisseur, so to speak. So when, whiskey is whiskey for me, as long as it's not the American stuff. American whiskey just annoys the hell out of me, because it's really not that good. People love to say that it is, but it's not. It really isn't. I mean, you can tell the difference even between American and Canadian whiskeys. The American whiskeys really aren't that good. I mean, some people will kill them, kill people to get, like Jack Daniels and that kind of stuff. And it's just like, man, that stuff is not nearly as good as the Canadian and the Irish whiskeys. It really isn't. But, personal preference, I guess. Getting beer out of a keg versus out of a can always makes a difference. It does. It does. But I'm talking about even because when we were in Ireland and stuff, we still bought some canned Guinness to have it because we were staying in a house for a week in outside of Ireland. We were staying down near Limerick, and we were staying actually in a house, and we had a refrigerator. So let's go get some Guinness, just have it right here in the refrigerator so we can drink it whatever we want. And it's canned, of course. And it, even out of the cans there, it tasted better than it does out of the cans here. Because again, it's fresher. And always the keg is better too. If you can get Guinness out of a keg, do it. But that's not always a thing. Hydraulic breakfast every day then. No, it wasn't. No. I didn't have alcohol for breakfast. I'm not an alcoholic. My breakfast was ibuprofen, medication. That was just load up on the ibuprofen for the first half of the day, and then it was lunchtime. That was the beer, Guinness, and then dinner was beer and whiskey. So, and that was basically my day. And if we were doing a lot of walking in one particular day or not, this typically happened in Dublin, where there's a lot more walking that we did, and it was like, oh, I'm feeling kind of crappy. Oh, look, there's a pub. Let's go get a Guinness. Go in, get a Guinness, go back, do the sightseeing stuff. It's like, oh, I'm not feeling good. There's another pub. Let's go get a Guinness. My brother and I. It was just like, because my brother's got some health issues too. He's got a bad back, and the two of us, between popping the ibuprofen and stopping at basically every counter, every corner pub just to get a Guinness, it was just like, ugh. It was very much the Irish experience, I think. So, but no, it was good. It was good. The downside is Mrs. Gimpy's not a drinker, but she did actually have a couple of Guinnesses. She was actually drinking Guinnesses on a more regular basis. The only problem was that she didn't drink all of them because they come in pints, and she would only drink like a third to a half. It was like, so who wants to finish Mrs. Gimpy's Guinness today or for this meal, that kind of stuff. So, that always works out too. But yeah, But that's the downside for her, is she's not really a drinker, but she actually likes it though. She prefers darker beers, and that's one of the reasons why I love her so much. Because she has no problem. She actually prefers darker beers. So, does my brother's bad back have anything to do with all the times you run through him during playful games? No, his bad back is related to weightlifting and football. He actually played football up in Oregon, the state to the north of California. He actually played college football, and he ended up messing up his back a little bit between weightlifting and playing football and stuff like that. I have nothing to do with it. I can't take credit for that one. His back is all him. So there's that. Okay, so enough of that. Can we move on? This is a really injury-prone sport. Football is? Oh, hell yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. This, people say, or, critics of the game say, and by critics, I mean people who prefer, soccer, as in football, or rugby and stuff like that. They say, oh, what are you wearing all that equipment for? You're a bunch of pansies. There's a reason why you're wearing that equipment. Because if you don't, you have a tendency to get severely hurt. And even with that equipment on, you get severely hurt. So, no, that stuff is on for a reason. American football is not a nice game. It really isn't. So, it's injuries are very much par for the course there. So, but anyway, shall we continue on with the game? Because people are wanting to watch a game, not listen to me talk about getting drunk in Ireland and having bad body parts. Okay, so ta-da. Happy Monday. Am I sure? Sure about what? Tiger, the average American football player is bigger and faster than the average rugby player. Yes, they are. And then here's the funny part. Well, maybe not a funny part, but they've been showing rugby here on Saturday mornings. I guess there was like a World Cup of rugby going on the last couple of months or something like that. And it's actually been on TV here in the weekend mornings. And I was watching. I'm not a rugby hater or anything. I'm actually interested, and I actually like watching it sometimes. And it's funny to compare rugby to American football because they do have a lot of similarities. But the rules in rugby are very, because you hear rugby players, oh, I'm so tough, whatever. And you watch rugby and you see, oh, there's a penalty for tackling this guy for some reason. I don't understand the whole rules, but, this guy I see this hit, and it's like, oh, that's a pretty good hit there. And penalty. It's like, what the hell? That's perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Why is that a penalty? So it's just like, and it wasn't that brutal of a hit or anything. And, it's like, but why is it a penalty? What do you want from your streams? I don't know. What do you want from my streams? You don't see too many 400-pound American football players either. 300 pounds is a different story, but 400, you don't see too many 400-pound football players. That's really, really big for a human. And still have to be mobile. Big offensive linemen usually sit in the 300 to 330 range. Those are the really big guys these days. It's a nose tackle. Yeah, even then, that's really big for a nose tackle. So next 350. Yeah, and even then that's kind of on the high side. That's not. I don't think that's normal still, and it shouldn't be because that's really big. But I said for offensive linemen, it's funny to see. Well, maybe not funny. It's interesting to see how the weights have gone up over the years. Like I think it's back in the 1980s and stuff. The average offensive lineman weight was like around 250 or 220, something like that, which isn't super big. I mean, it's a big person. But back then, 40 years ago, it was like 250, somewhere 250, 270. Now, it's like 300 to 330 for offensive linemen and defensive linemen, too. The listed weights are less than what they actually weigh. Sometimes. And it depends. Sometimes weights are higher than they are, and sometimes they're lower than they are. It depends on what you're trying to do, which I never really understand what the matter is, but and how much all the gear weighs. The gear isn't that heavy. It's only about 30 pounds, 40 maybe. I'd say it might be not even that much. Washington being listed at 360, but everyone said he was actually 400. Ted Washington was a huge ass man. He was way overweight. Ted Washington was way, way, way too big. He needed to lose weight, just to be honestly. So, and what was it? I actually met Dan Fouts from the Chargers back in the late 80s and stuff. We had the same doctor, and seeing him in person was impressive because he was a quarterback, yet he was still large. He was like 6'3", 6'4", somewhere around there. And he was a large man, especially compared to me. He was basically almost a foot taller than me. And Mrs. Gimpy is stepping all over Mickey, isn't she? But yeah, it's because he was huge. Ted Washington was a very large man. Hey, Avram, welcome back. Happy Monday. Poor Mickey. He's trying to sleep, and Mrs. Gimpy's bugging him. Knee issues are huge when you have weight like that. Yeah, your knees are not really designed to carry that much weight. They really aren't. The bigger you are, because I even noticed, like, I used to be a little overweight. I'm only 5'5", and about 2005 is when I found out that I was probably considered obese, because I'm supposed to weigh somewhere around 140 pounds. When I was at my peak, physical stuff back in my late teens, early 20s and stuff, I weighed about 135, 140 pounds. That's where I'm supposed to weigh. That's with, lifting weights and all this other fun stuff. However, over the years between 1988 and 2004 or 2005. 2005 is when I got weighed because I had to go to the hospital for MS treatments, and they weighed me. I was 190 pounds. Excuse me, 190 pounds. I was basically 50 pounds overweight, which is 25 kilos overweight, which is heavy. And looking back on that time period and stuff, I remember my knees hurting a lot as I gained weight. And then once I found out I was, almost 200 pounds, I was stupid. And I said, I got to lose weight. And so I made changes in my diet and stuff. And as I lost the weight, my knees started feeling better. And that's when I realized weight matters when it comes to your knees being in good shape or not. And it doesn't matter if you have bad knees or not. Your knees will feel it if you're overweight. Despaired was only 6'7". Only 6'7". How many 6'7" people have I met in my life? A couple. Not too many. If you're losing 50 kilograms, you can walk much easier. Yeah, it's when you lose. Hell, I only lost 20 kilograms and I noticed the difference. So now, when you get back down to what your weight's supposed to be for your body frame, you notice it in your other parts of your body. Because you're not supposed to, your body is not designed to carry a lot of weight. It really isn't. Because especially as you get older too, because your ligaments and your ligaments and what the hell's the name, cartilage and stuff in your knees and whatever, and your back too. Once you get to a certain age, that stuff isn't coming back, or at least not very quickly. And weight, takes a big toll on that. So if you're still young, keep that in mind and try to keep your weight under control. You'll be happier. Really, you will. So, believe somebody who actually went through that. So, anyway, I really should get started to play this game because I think that's what people are actually coming in here for, I think. So, and Mickey is unfortunately awake. Damn it. Mrs. Gimpy's fault. Anyway, gonna have a break here in about a half hour. Okay, so